Hi everyone, my name is Gabby and I'm going to be talking about municipal waste in Costa Rica. Before I start, I would like to state that I am not feeling the best today and I apologize if that affects my presentation. Just to give you all some background if you're not aware, Costa Rica is located in Latin America between Nicaragua and Panama, and it has been noted as a paradise for peace and biodiversity, incredibly full of rich culture, tropical forests, and 800 miles of coastline. It is home to 5 million people and sees over 2.5 million tourists every single year. It has also been noted as one of the greenest countries in the world. However, I found through my research that this may be a self-proclaimed title, as they have many laws that are set into place that should make this a very environmentally friendly country, but they aren't always following them, which can be very problematic. A little background on why I'm interested in Costa Rica. When I was in high school, I was able to do a small study abroad trip to Alajuela, which is in the northern region, and I had so many expectations about this being such an environmentally friendly country and how green they were. And while it is a very beautiful country full of volcanoes and rainforests and waterfalls, we actually saw a lot of trash on an everyday basis, which oftentimes attracted bugs and very foul smells. So I was interested in studying why there was such a contrast between what I learned and what I saw. So through my research, I found that that is actually a very popular opinion, and there's a large gap between the rural and urban areas, and I was staying in more of a rural, low-income area, and the urban areas that are very touristy, they are kept a lot cleaner and a lot greener. So today I'm specifically going to be talking about Guanacaste, which is in the northwestern region of Costa Rica, as they have some of the highest rates of poverty and seem to be having the most problems with their waste. So the population of Guanacaste is about 350,000 people. And for a little history on Guanacaste, before the 1960s, the economy depended heavily on the production of sugar, cement, cotton, and then between the 60s and the 90s, you started to see a lot higher populations and an increase in industrialization. And towards the late 90s was when you saw a very evident transition from an agricultural economy to an economy based on services. And since that time, and even in more recent years, there's been an extreme increase in shopping malls and restaurants and hotels, which, as we've learned throughout this course, truly affects the waste and the type of waste and how it's handled. So historically, the farmers in Costa Rica were either burying or burning their trash. But most of the waste was organic, so it was a lot less problematic than what we're seeing today. The urbanization brought an increased amount of waste as well as new types of waste, such as industrial, solid, chemical, and electronic waste. So with more people with more tourism over the past 30 years, there's been an increase in litter, which has also greatly affected streets and waterways, and solid waste management facilities haven't been able to keep up with the growing need as the industry has grown and changed. So currently, out of 350,000 people that live in Guanacaste, there's 9,000 people that are still not receiving any form of garbage collection services. Those people are still generally burying or burning their trash, or it's left in streets and dumped in nearby waterways. Recycling seems to be pretty low in this country as well as reducing and reusing. So obviously this problem has a lot of sides to it and it can be hard to tackle, but some of the current barriers that I researched was that as the urbanization quickly increased, the waste management facilities fell behind. So Costa Rica is lacking that stable infrastructure to collect and transport the various types of waste. Many people that are still burning or burying their trash, they state that the municipalities don't pick up their waste, despite there being many laws in place requiring that they do handle it. But on the other side, the government agencies argue they don't have the right budget to do so, and they do not have working equipment such as garbage trucks, or there are poor road conditions that are inhibiting their ability to travel to some rural locations. However, through my research, it seems as though this might be an excuse that the government agencies are making, because there are a lot of agencies that are willing to support their funding for these reasons, such as the Institute for Municipal Development, or IFAM, that they are willing to help increase their service coverage to these people that are not getting these services. The government also has no plans in place to fix the road conditions that are keeping them from these communities, so it doesn't really seem that it's that important to them to make a change in their coverage. This just kind of shows the problems that they're having on their coastlines, their unregulated dumping areas, and the trash that they are seeing in their streets. So the causes of the current barriers, this is a quote from IFAM that they stated they can finance the purchasing of equipment or construction of a transfer center in addition to technical assistance, which refers to infrastructure and design. So basically any problems that the government agencies are suggesting that are inhibiting their ability to reach these areas, there are agencies out there that are willing to help them. They just aren't really taking the initiative to do so. So I think the main focus here, in my opinion, needs to be to hold governments accountable, as there already are many laws in place. They just aren't following them. They aren't being enforced. So IFAM also stated there are solutions, financing options, and alternative ways to reduce waste. They all exist, as do disposal methods that don't pollute. The municipalities aren't taking them into consideration. So, sorry, my possible solution is to create kind of an all-encompassing nonprofit named Keep Costa Rica Green, and I kind of followed a lot of the guidelines from Keep America Beautiful, which I found here in the States that really tries to focus on recycling and keeping everything clean, and kind of putting more of the responsibility on the citizen through education and activism. So this nonprofit would work to educate local citizens on the importance of waste management, its effects on human and animal health and the environment, and recycling and effects of littering, and overall, and most importantly, to reduce waste as a whole, which we've learned over and over again through this semester that is ultimately what needs to be done. So I would spread this education through PSAs, flyers, and educational videos throughout social media, as obviously that would reach a lot of people and it's very popular. I would also offer bi-weekly class on a wide range of topics that we've also learned throughout the semester that would be open to the public. And also on the municipality side, I would hold rallies for encouraging government officials to follow through with the laws that are already set in place in regards to picking up waste from all citizens. This program will help municipalities reach out to resources available to them to help make this possible, as they already exist. And finally, I think another important aspect is fundraising from all over Costa Rica and other countries to help build local facilities for those that are in the rural communities that cannot get to the more urbanized areas. So why will this work? Well, as we've learned throughout the semester, it's really important that the citizens demand accountability, and once they have more knowledge of what's going on, I think that that's a lot easier for citizens to do. Educating the people about the importance of proper waste management will raise awareness. It will increase their sense of responsibility to make sure they're doing the right thing and all that they can, and it will increase their willingness to get involved with municipalities. If there's outreach from the people, governments will be more likely to give the people what they want, therefore increasing their responsibility for waste management. Thus, I feel, will be more likely to reach out to services available to them, improve roadways, build facilities, purchase more garbage trucks, and participate in organized cleanups. So, to evaluate my solution, obviously this would be based on assumption and belief, basically following Keep America Beautiful and their efforts, which have truly impacted many states in the U.S. Their mission statement reads, "Creating a country where every community is a clean, green, and beautiful place to live starts with people taking individual responsibility and collective action. Keep America Beautiful extends the reach of their initiatives and multiplies the impact of our actions through partnerships with an array of organizations." So to monitor whether or not this is working, I think it's really important to track the percentage of people that are receiving garbage collection services from the municipalities. So right now in Guanacaste, there are currently 25% of residents that are not receiving this service. So through the advocacy from Keep Costa Rica Green, I would hope to see that number decrease by 4% every year in Guanacaste. Similarly, since this nonprofit also focuses heavily on education to other citizens, I think it's important to know whether they feel informed and if their personal actions matter. So I would measure this by self-report surveys that could be administered through social media polls. I feel this is effective to test people's opinions on waste in the environment, as social media will be of heavy use. So, the future of waste in Costa Rica. I think a goal of reaching over 95% of residents in garbage collection coverage is really important, as that's kind of a really large problem in Guanacaste currently. I think it's also important to increase the recycling and reuse of products, as well as to increase awareness about what happens to these products after they're thrown away. I believe I read a statistic somewhere in my research that of the products that can be reused and recycled, like only 1% of them are. So that, I think, through education is something that would change a lot and would be really beneficial to this area. So I feel, as an ending statement, to hold municipalities responsible in keeping neighborhoods and waterways clean and citizens healthy kind of starts with the citizens' awareness and activism, since the government doesn't seem to be doing much. So as a closing statement, I think it's important because I feel that most of the lectures and the readings and videos that we've studied in class have repetitively shown the importance of people first. The importance of people, first of all, knowing what is going on, because many people just aren't aware of how their actions are impacting the rest of the world. And I also think it's important, what we've studied has shown the importance of people knowing what's going on and using that as a form to influence different types of activism, whether it be bringing light to dangers of untreated and unregulated landfills, or fighting against marine dumping, or in this case, holding governments accountable for the damage that they're doing and simply not putting the effort to fix it. They should be doing that for their people. So that is why I feel this is an important map for Costa Rica and other countries like it to go, because when people are informed about what's going on, it's only a matter of time before people will listen and change will begin to happen. So thank you for listening, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this and learned something new. And if you've been to Costa Rica and have experienced something similar, I look forward to hearing from you. Thank you.